Yeah, hello. Hi, guys. This is Coach Gary Masseri, the founder of Make Money Now for real estate investors. And I'm very proud to present Mr. Frank Verni, who's done over 200 fix and flips, owned a mortgage company with over 17 branches. And I'm very excited to have him as my co-partner. And as we develop these Make Money Now meetup groups throughout the United States, we're going to be launching 4 of them, as a matter of fact, in the United States, just in January. Got one launched already in San Diego, January 10th. San Ramon, Danville, California is on board. Then we're working on Houston and Denver, okay, to start as well, and then later Philadelphia, and then in Florida. So we're very excited to launch Make Money Now Real Estate Investors. So that being said, we're going to be Frank up here. We're going to interview him right now. Hey, Frank, how you doing?
I'm good. And you? How's life going?
Hey, Ray, you couldn't be any better, man. What a great partner. I love your shirt, by the way. It really is classic. Make money now, travel to the islands, right?
That's what you can do when you're an investor. You don't have to work at, you can work from home.
I know. Isn't that cool? So,
Yeah.
Frank, tell us a little bit. Where are you from? Okay. And a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
I moved out here to California, about 35 years ago.
Excellent.
Came out here, worked for various companies, and recently then moved out to the Elk Grove, Sacramento area in 2001. Had a real estate mortgage company. We had 17 plus offices in Northern California, had a main office in Rancho Cordova in San Francisco. And then, of course, the 2007 thing hit, and so I focused more on real estate and then got involved in investing in 2011, 2012.
Yeah, that's great, Frank. Frank, let's talk about getting people started in real estate investing. We're looking at brand new people that want to start off, and we're looking at people that have some experience but want to take it to a higher level. What would you say to somebody that just is either starting off or, again, want to take it to the higher level? What do you think are some of the important elements to get people started in real estate to be successful?
Well, there's a few things. Number one is knowledge. You need a community. You need to, it's hard work, obviously. And so you need to be able to get that information, a mentor to help you through the process, because without that, real estate, a lot of people think it's easy to do. I mean, you keep on hearing flip this house, flip that house on TV and going to the local seminars that people come in town with. But the reality of it is that if you don't have someone to direct you and to make it help you through the process, it's not easy, because it is a challenge sometimes. And if you can learn from someone who's made mistakes, who's been there, who's done it, who's been successful, your success will be much better and easier to accomplish.
So, Frank, when you started out, would you contribute your success? Tell us about the mentor that helped you, or the mentors that helped you to get going. You didn't just snap your fingers and become, a millionaire real estate investor. That didn't happen overnight. How did it happen for you? Go back to when you first started and tell us who your mentors were and why they helped you to become successful.
Well, luckily, I had one main mentor, especially when it came to investing, but I've had several others because I am part of a local team. And whenever I had a question, whenever I got involved in something, the first deal I got involved was a little scary. Here I was, I got in contract for a property at $150,000, had to raise that money as well as the rehab money. And I'm sitting there going, well, I had not much money sitting in my bank account. And so I had to learn how to do that. And I had my mentor, direct me through the process, help me through it. And then I confirmed that with several other people in the group to make sure that I was doing the right thing. And it just made the process so much easier. And once you've done 1 or 2 or 3 of these, then it becomes, you get the program. This curtain opens up and you walk through, and all of a sudden life is easy.
So that mentor walked you through step by step by step. Was that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, he didn't babysit me. He directed me. He stood side by side with me and made it work for me.
Okay. All right. Now, Frank, that there's a lot of gurus out there selling, these educational packages and weekend workshops, and by the time people get through, they've been upsold up to $50,000 to $65,000. I can't believe it, but I'm hearing that from so many people. I know education's important, but are the gurus the answer? What's you need education? How do you get education without getting ripped off?
Well, again, you need the education, but you also need the local support. Because if you're going to go with one of the gurus, they have a company way out in New York or New Jersey or something. So you're dealing with them on the computer, emails, But if you come up to them and say, I'm looking at a property in my local community, they're not here. And you have to wait for an answer. By having a local community, then if you have a good property to look at, someone can be there to step side by side with you and to help you through the process.
Okay, so education to you, I mean, you do have education, right? I mean,
oh yeah, education is the most important part. If you don't know what you're doing, you need the education to make it work for you. And even if you're an experienced investor or experienced in real estate, investing is different than regular real estate. So you need the education to understand the different types of contracts to get under, the different ways to acquire property. So all of that becomes part of how this works.
All right, so you got education, you got mentorship, and then community you said was important. What has community done for you?
Well, again, the community supports what I do. And, by having some people on my team, as we find properties, I'm able to mentor them through the process and make it work for them. So if they find a property, they can contact me. We'll go out and see the property together. If it makes sense, we put it into contract. Now, they don't have any money, but, we have access to people that I can contact to get that money. So it just helps them through the process. Again, not babysitting, but hand-holding so that they can accomplish this feat and change their lives.
So Frank, let me end by saying this, but we can't be responsible for somebody's real estate investing, right? I mean, even though they go through education, they go through mentorship, and they plug into our community, we can't take responsibility for somebody to bring us a deal or to do a deal. Is that correct? I mean, we're not taking all we're doing is you're just providing like a platform, and a community, right?
That would be correct. Anyone who does a property, they need to vet their own things. They need to get their own attorneys, their own CPAs, whatever they need.
CPAs, right? Everything that they need to make a fully informed decision, right? Correct. You can't be responsible for their decisions, right? Is that correct?
I can give them an opinion. I can tell them what I would do, but then it's up to them to do what they need to do.
So they have to get their own CPAs, their own attorneys, and so forth. But we can direct them to those CPAs and those attorneys.
That would be correct. Yes.
All right. Frank, I know I'm taking a little bit longer here, but what would you say in one word, if you had to advise somebody with all the wisdom you have and experience you have, one word would sum it all up for people to be successful as real estate investors? What would you say that word would be?
That's a difficult conversation. I would say teamwork. Teamwork is what makes it work. If you have a team that you can work with, that will support you, that you can support, that work together, and you're all on the same page, and you have the education platform behind it, all of a sudden this just comes together and it works really well for everyone.
All right. So, Frank, I said that would be the last question. Just one more last question. Where would you tell people to start? How to come to our meetup group, or how would they get in contact with us? What would you say for somebody that want to check us out without selling them anything to find out if we're the real deal? And, and of course we want to find out if they're the real deal. What would you recommend is the way they would start?
Well, we do have meetup groups that we're going to be starting in California and throughout the country. It's called Make Money Now Real Estate Investors. We have meetings that they can come to. Find out who we are. Come visit with us. Come to several meetings if you wish. Vet us, because we're going to vet you. We want to make sure that this is a good fit for you and us, because it has to be something that we both agree is the direction that you want to go. Because it's not about me. It's about you. It's about the people that come on board. And our job is to make sure that this works for them and that they can go forward with it.
So Frank, we talked about live streaming, bringing the community together from all over the United States. I mean, we got a guy doing his first fix and flip, $200,000 profit in Tahoe. We got another guy at Houston that's, my God, he's doing 5-6 multifamily wholesale deals, making $45,000 to $75,000 a month. Talk a little bit about what we shared and this morning about live streaming all of this knowledge and bringing these communities together through using Facebook live streaming and Google Hangouts. What were you impressed with that? I mean, give us a little feedback there.
Just think about that. You're in another state, and we're sitting there with people throughout the country talking about how this works and how we can all support you and support the people that are doing that transaction. We can review the transaction live streaming with everyone, and then decide, okay, is this a deal or no deal? And we can assist people to really make right decisions.
Okay, and the other thing I like about it too, I'm taking a little bit longer here. That's okay. But the other thing I like about it too is if somebody's got the money in in Phoenix, Arizona, or Houston or Philadelphia, and then we can bring them a deal, through our Facebook meetup group. I mean, isn't that a cool thing that
That
that,
is, can you, thank God for technology. We couldn't do this years ago. Now you can. And we need to take advantage of the tools that we have. The education is a tool. Video is a tool. Being able to communicate with each other is a tool. And that's what makes this all work. It's kind of amazing how we can put it together.
Hey, Frank, I'm very blessed to have you as a partner. Thank you for coming on. Frank is a co-founder along with Denise Patterson, and we're there to really help you guys get started or to take your real estate to a much higher level. We don't care if you're going to go down the commercial tracks. We're experienced. You want to go into subdivision, land banking, whatever it happens to be for you, single family, multifamily, we're there to make it happen for you guys. So we appreciate you, Frank. Thanks for coming on board, man. Thanks for being a partner.
I'm looking forward to everything that's about to happen for all of us.
All right. Bye-bye now, man.
Bye-bye.